everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and welcome to a slightly different styled In Focus Friday, where we take a good close look at cool things made of silver or gold. And the reason we're doing a screen capture rather than an in-person review of a beautiful coin is that I've ordered quite a bit and none of it's arrived yet, which is maybe a video topic for another time about the exorbitant waiting times at the moment for getting coins from the raw mint. But instead, what I want to do today is have a look at some of these releases that I've purchased and see just how popular they've been. Are they still in stock? Are they proving to sell quickly? Because whilst a good indicator of how popular it is, it also might be an indicator of how good a coin will be in terms of investment return over a long period of time. It's no guarantee, of course. But the first one of interest, the latest one that they released, the Petition Crown, I think has some interesting things to look at, because when you scroll through their page, everything seems to still be orderable. Now, it does say contact us on the rather tasty £11,610. I love, by the way, the and £10 that they've slapped on there. It's arbitrary, it's funny. But anyway, contact us, even for the big kilo gold proof set. Now, that's not what we've seen in any stretch of the imagination for any of the Great Engraver series coins in the past. All of them, well, I suppose apart from the Una and the Lion, because that was the first and nobody knew how great it was going to be until a couple of weeks later, they sold out like hotcakes. They were gone within minutes. But we are now seeing these in stock still. I think part of that reason is the 560 price tag, but I mean, look here, if we do our little trick, and if you, by the way, for those that don't know, if you right click and you go to view page source, you can see some of the HTML coding in the background or whatever it is. I don't even know these things. Then you go Control F and you go total available. And you can see here we've got 1,352 of these 2 coin sets available still. Now they're 2 ounces each, so it's 4 ounces total. £560 is a lot of money. And when you compare that with how the Una and the Lion was at the start at £180 for a single 2 ounce, you can see that there's quite a difference there in terms of who can actually get access to this coin and buy it. Now, when I put my original video out, I said that having them as a 2 coin set all in one go was a great idea because you don't have to mess around with getting the second one, but it means that people have to find more money up front. And some customers out there will be buying this on perhaps credit and then looking to pay it off over time. They won't necessarily be able to afford 560 all in one go. So yeah, that is, I think, a factor to play here, the price of this coin. It's certainly quite a lot to stomach. And when you compare it with other proof coins, so if you look at it like this, you know, if I'm just Joe Blogg's customer and I'm looking to buy a nice proof coin from the raw mint, this is the cheapest offering in this series, £560. If you go to the Britannia, the cheapest offering for a 1 ounce coin is £99.50. Now that's, of course, questionable in its own right, being quite expensive for a 1 ounce coin, especially for one that looks to be, you know, a little bit drug-addled out in the Britannia. I think it's just probably the shadows of the coin, but there's definitely something not quite right going on with Britannia there. And in person, we'll see it when we get it. But yeah, that's a different price tag, £99.50 versus a huge 560. And we've got similar overall mintages on this Britannia. So let's have a quick search and see how many we've got here. 274, you see. Now, yes, the Britannia's been out a week or two longer than the Great Engravers coin, but I really do think, as awful as the design is for this Britannia, that even with a worse design, worse looking, you know, coin, it's more popular because it's more affordable. And I think that's quite telling of its own right. So Petition Crown certainly seems to be struggling, you know, for the real limited edition. In my opinion, this was the pick of the bunch with the very low, look, they're asking me if I need help with my order. No, thank you. The 5 ounce here, it was like the key element for the whole series. It's got the lowest mintage, it'll show off the details the best. And in addition, the edge engraving is really nice and full on the coin, as opposed to the 2 ounce where there's a gap from the edge to the text. So I thought this one would easily sell out within, it's only 500 there, within minutes. If we do our little trick here and we do find available, we've got 41. So that has sold better than the 1 ounce version. We've got what's that, like 10% left in stock, as opposed to nearly a third or over a third in stock for the 2-ounce set. So there's things that we can learn from this, from that. Again, with 150 of the 10-ounce set here, the reason I don't think this one, even though the mintage is lower, is not the pick, is because it's the same size as the 5-ounce. It's just thicker, and I don't really feel that makes any difference to the coin. So here we have the 20 left in stock for this particular one, 20 out of 150. So we can definitely see that they've sold some, but they haven't sold out of any, which I think is really fascinating. A few other things. We've rambled on about the Petition Crown a long time. Let's have a look at the Monarch series, because this one I think is a really interesting one. And you compare this with the Petition Crown, where a lot of people have said that the Petition Crown is essentially, you know, look here, we've got a monarch on it, and you've got a nice image on the other side, with King Charles on the other side. So it's essentially like a British monarch's coin, but it costs an awful lot more. So when we scroll down to the sold out section, you see here we've got a 2-ounce monarch's coin, and that's essentially, let's be honest, that's what the actual monarch side of the Petition Crown is. That's 190. You know, that is different in price tag to that one, and if you're going to buy a coin, perhaps this is the more likely one that you would buy. The 1-ounce sold out, 1250 mintage. I think that's about the right kind of mintage level for these figures, and I think with the Petition Crown being mintage figures of 3,250 at £560 per, you know, I think it's evident that the Royal Mint has got the mintage figures wrong on this one, and has maybe got the pricing points wrong on this one too. I don't feel like the display unit, the case, is justifying the extra. I mean, look, we've got 560. If we divide it by 2, that's 280. So it's like £90 more per ounce. £90 more per ounce just for it in a display box. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand the pricing mechanism of it, other than they think that the Great Engravers are going to be so popular they're going to sell out, so they can ask whatever price they like. So maybe that's the case. But the Monarchs is certainly proving to be really quite good in terms of selling out. The problem with the Monarchs at the higher end of the pricing points, with the you know, with the £12,500 for a 5-ounce coin, or even the 1-ounce coin at 2,725. And in addition, by the way, there isn't just a mintage of 100 on all of these. He's asking me for help again. We go back away from you. They don't have it on here anymore, but on the first edition of the coin, all of the 1-ounce versions of these, I believe, have an additional 500 that are out there in the mintage land that are pre-graded. So the actual mintage of these is more like 600 than it is 100. And that's, I think, why these are struggling. And also, it's a 21 coin series, and if you multiply 21 by 2,500 and 2,700 or whatever the price is going to be, you're paying so much money over the series, and that's just not possible. So the last coin of interest that I want to go through is the Royal Tudor Beast series and the Bull of Clarence, and I guess generally the Royal Tudor Beast series. We've seen 3 releases for the proof coins, and they're looking, I think actually 4 maybe, there's the Seymour Panther as well, yes. And they're looking really good in coin terms, and I think that they're going to be quite popular over time. They are selling, and they do sell out over time. If we go back to like the Lion of England, for example, there will be a few of, well, these are now the Bullion coins, but there's a few of the proof coins left in various sizes. We've seen a reduction in the mintage from the first issuings, and I think it's going to be telling how this series goes over time, because if we go the total available here, 576 out of 6,000 left, and this has been available now for a good 3 or 4 months. So it might not sell out, and then what happens to the coin? Well, it's going to be difficult to flip them in the short term. But what I do think is that this is a sleeper series still, and I think over time it will be very popular, and it will be an interesting one because it has a change in Monarch halfway through. So lots to sort of think about when looking at these coins, and we can only instill what, you know, we can learn from past sales. It's really fascinating, I think, that some of these coins are struggling, but others are not. And it does seem from our limited exposure here that the coins to pick are the Monarchs that are selling out pretty quickly. And it's, I think, telling as well that the mintage figures on these are lower. And that is, I think, what people desire right now. So I guess this is a bit of feedback for the Royal Mint as well. But I'd love to know what you all think. So please do feel free to comment with your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you very much all for dropping by today. We'll see you on the next video, and hopefully next week we can get to actually review one of these coins in person. Thank you to all my ramblers who listened to the end. You are super cool, and we'll see you on the next video. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.